Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I think JNV Raigad students are attending the class for the first time or just a second. Good afternoon, JNV student. Okay, in YouTube also some students are there. Fine. So it is 3, right? So we can start. Okay, JNV Srigagalam students, they are attending the classes daily. I'm so happy. Then other JNV Srikakulam, JNV Raigad. Okay, fine. Then YouTube also. Great, great, great. So without wasting time, we can start it, right? So I hope you remember the chapter name. That is our organic chemistry, some basic principles and techniques. Huge name, right? So simply we'll call it as GOC, General Organic Chemistry. So we can start it. So I hope the last class we have studied about so many things. You remember those things. It is very important. If you don't remember all those things, then no use, right? So technically, I hope everything is fine. So in YouTube also, so also sound and video clarity, then everything is fine. Okay. So you have to attend the class, you have to respond in the chat box, right? So this is a NEET 2022 question. So we have studied so many rules to what? To name an organic compound. It's like naming a baby, right? So there are so many rules for IUPAC nomenclature. IUPAC has given so many rules. We have studied most of them. So based on that, there is a question for you. Okay, I'm getting answers. Yeah, Jane, Chicago. Okay, 14. Okay, great. So that is correct. Good, good, good. So let us check it. So I'm giving you some second. Okay, 30 seconds for other JNB. So you can give me the answer in the chat box. Then only we will start it. Okay, it is more important to practice it. So the rule number 1, that is there is a functional group. So here OH, that is our functional group. It should get lowest number. So you can start numbering from left to right or right to left. So OH should get lowest number. Okay, JNV Srikakulam, okay, JNV Raigad students. So I'm numbering from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so our OH group is getting third number, right? So from left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here fourth number, here it is 3. 3 is the lowest one. So our OH group. So OH, that is a main functional group, principal functional group. So we will use a suffix. So what is a suffix for that? So we will use a suffix all, and all the options all is there. Then what about the position? That is in third position, there is an all, right? So we can eliminate some of the options. Option number 2, we can eliminate that. That is for all. Then option number 4, we can eliminate that. So what about 1 and 3? So we have to find the position of the substituents. So we can say first position, there is bromo. So I can say 1 bromo. Then in the fourth position, there is a methyl group. Methyl group in the fourth position. Then in the fifth position, there is a chlorine atom, right? So chloro group is there. Now we have to check the alphabetical order. That is, B comes first in the alphabetical order. So first we have to write 1 bromo. Then second we have M and C. So which one should be first? Of course, our C. So we have to write 5 chloro. The last branch, that is our methyl group, 4 methyl. Then how many carbon atoms in the parent chain? There are 6 carbon atoms in the parent chain. So we can write 1 bromo, 5 chloro, 4 methyl, except 3 ol. Sorry for that. Is that clear? Other JNV students, is that clear to you? So the option NEET 2022 question. So we have solved that. So option number 1, that is a okay, JNV Raigad students. Good. So we have solved one question. So I hope you have remember, you should remember all the things that we have studied in the last class. Again, NEET 2021. NEET 2021 question. So what is the difference here? Here, name is given. So name that is given. So we have to find the structure. So read the question, then observe all the options, then give me the correct answer. So JNV Srikakulam, JNV Pune students, then others. So what is the correct answer? Name, structure. How to find this? First, you can check the number of carbon atoms. First, you can check the number of carbon atoms. Okay, Srikakulam students are again scoring. Well done. So number of carbon atoms in a parent chain, you can check that. Then you can check the position of double bond. Position of double bond. Okay, what about others? So let us check it. So position of double bond, that is 4 in. Fourth position, there is a double bond present. So let us start numbering 1, 2, 3. So third position, there is a double bond. No. We want double bond in fourth position. Then let us start numbering from this side. 1, 2, 3. Again, third position. Our double bond should get lowest number. Okay. Then I can start numbering from this side. 1, 2, 3. No. So in last one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it is fine. In fourth position, there is a double bond. So let us number it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that is also fine. There are 10 carbon atoms in the parent chain. So we can use that. Okay. Then second position, there is a methyl group. There is 2 methyl. Then in the sixth position, there is one more methyl. Do we have to write it again 2 times? No need. So we can use 2,6-dimethyl dec 4E. So we have found the double bond, the position of double bond. That is a fourth number. The number of carbon atoms in the parent chain. Okay. Is it clear to you, students? How to find the structure if the name is given. So here name is given. We have to find the structure. I hope it is also clear to JNV Raigarh, JNV Srikakulam, and JNV Pune students. So what is the correct option here? Can you tell me the correct option here? So I have already explained. So you have to just type the correct option. So the correct option, that is our number 4. So we have solved NEET 2022 as well as NEET 2021 question. Okay, we have studied all these things. We have studied the rules. We are applying all the rules to these questions. Okay, so last class, we have studied about benzene. Okay, if the functional group is directly attached to the benzene, then IUPAC has already given the name. So we don't have to do anything. It is already given by IUPAC. So we have to just study that. So if CH3 is attached, that is known as toluene. OCH3, that is anisole. Then there is aniline. Then there is nitrobenzene, bromobenzene, benzoic acid, then phenol. So these names are already given by IUPAC. We have to just remember that. Okay. So next one. So benzene is present, right? So here we have the benzene. Then we have an alkane chain present here. Why alkane? There is no double bond. There is no triple bond. Then we have some Br. So in this case, our benzene is taken as a substituent. So benzene ring is there. Then there is an alkyne group. Okay, that is the main functional group. So this is the main functional group. So what about our benzene ring? It will act as a substituent. It's like a branch. So if benzene is acting like a substituent, then we won't use the name benzene. There is another name that is known as phenyl. Okay, so phenyl is the name for our benzene ring if it is acting as a substituent. Okay, then we have to start numbering, right? So how to number? We have to start numbering close from this benzene ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the parent chain. There are 5 carbon atoms. In the third position, there is a bromine. Second position, there is a bromine. So we have to use di. 2, 3, dibromo. Right. So we have dibromo. So we have dibromo as well as phenyl group. So how to write it? Alphabetical order. So dibromo, that is a simple substituent. So we have to consider B. In the case of phenyl, we have to consider P. So I hope you remember, if it is a complex substituent, so we have to consider this di in D also. D in the di also we have to consider. If it is a simple substituent, then avoid D. So we have to consider bromo, that P, and in phenyl, P only. So which one will come first in the alphabetical order? Of course, our bromo, B, right? So we have to write 2, 3 dibromo. After that, the position of this benzene ring, that is in the first position, that is 1 phenyl. Then last, we have to count the number of carbon atoms. How many carbon atoms in the parent chain? that is 5. Is there any double bond or triple bond? No, no, no. So it is a single bond. So we can use A. So the name of this one is 2,3-dibromo 1-phenyl pentane. So the point is the benzene ring is acting as a substituent. The name used is phenyl, not benzene. So that is a point to be remembered. Okay, so these are the examples. These are the things. So we have studied almost everything regarding the IUPAC nomenclature. Then some of the topics are also there. After studying all these things, we will come back to that. So this is a summary for that. So there are so many functional groups. Then IUPAC, they have already provided some rules. Then there is a priority order for the functional group. So what is a priority order? First, that is acid. I hope you remember this one trick, how to remember. Then ester, acyl halide, amides, they are acid derivatives. They have second priority. Acid derivatives have second priority. Then our nitrile, okay, nitrile, aldehyde ketones, they are functional group containing carbon atom, right? So the functional group containing carbon atom, the functional group containing carbon atom, they have next priority. Then after that, functional group without any carbon atom. So like our alcohol, amines, etc. They have functional group without carbon atom, without carbon atom. Then last, our alkenes, alkynes, you know about that, right? So this is an order, a priority order. So you have to remember acid, acid derivative, the functional group containing carbon atom. That is our aldehyde, ketones, etc. Then functional group without carbon atom. Okay, I hope up to this, it's very pretty clear to you. If it is clear, then we can go to the next part of the chapter. Is that okay, students? JNV Srigakulam students, JNV Raigad students, JNV Pune students. So it's all about IUPAC nomenclature. We can't spend too much time on this IUPAC nomenclature. So I have explained the rules. We have to practice it. Okay, okay, JNV Srigakulam students, great. So next topic. So this is our GOC, General Organic Chemistry. We are going to study about the most important part of this session. So electronic displacement effect. So electrons. So we have some electrons present. So electrons are present and there is some displacement. We have studied displacement in physics. So which chapter? 1D motion, right? So there is some displacement or change in position of our electrons. Due to that, there are something happening in our organic compound. Their reactivity, it can be increased like that. We will study about what is happening to our organic compound if there is some displacement for the electrons. So it is all about electronic displacement effect. There are different types of electronic displacement effect. So we will study about first inductive effect. So if someone asks you, so which are the different electronic displacement effect? So first you can say inductive effect. That is the number one. Okay. Then second one, we have hyperconjugation. Second, we will study about hyperconjugation. In that also, there is some displacement for the position of electron. Due to that, some properties are coming. We will study about that. Then third one, that is resonance effect. I hope you have studied this resonance effect already. Resonance hybrid. In which chapter? That is your chemical bonding. We have studied about resonance. In chemical bonding, we have studied only very small parts about this resonance. In organic chemistry, this resonance effect is very, very, very important. So these are the electronic displacement effect. First one is inductive effect. Second one is hyperconjugation. Third one is resonance effect. Okay, so let us start studying. So first electronic displacement effect, that is our inductive effect. So before studying inductive effect, you should know about electronegativity. So what is this electronegativity? Can anyone tell me? So what is this electronegativity? So I have A, that is an atom. Then second, I have another atom, that is B. So they are starting a business. Then A is taking 1 lakh rupees. B is also taking 1 lakh rupees. Okay. Then after some time, this B, he is not a good person. He's our villain here. So he's a villain. He's more negative kind of people. Okay. So after some time, this B is taking all the money from our A. So we can say this is a negative person. So negative. Or in chemistry, we will say electronegative. So actually, this money, it is for both of them. Okay, but due to the electronegative character of B, it is pulling all the money from A. Or we can say this B atom is taking the electron from A. So it is not completely given to B, okay. So there is a shift of electron towards B. So B is more electronegative in nature. Similarly, suppose food. So we have food. Suppose JNV Pune students, they are going to some cafe or something, some restaurant. Then there is two persons. This person is very weak. Then this guy is very strong. Then they are sharing the money. Suppose 100 rupees, 100 rupees. They are buying some burger. Then the majority of the food will be taken by this strong person. Similar thing is happening in chemistry also, A and B. So B is more strong. He is taking all the electron towards that. So it is not completely given to B, okay. There is a shift in the shared pair of electrons. So that is known as our electronegativity. So we have studied electronegativity in chemical bonding chapter. Same thing in organic chemistry. That is known as our inductive effect. So there will be some villain or strong person. He will pull the electron, shared pair of electron towards that. That is known as our inductive effect. So let us find out inductive effect. So we have two atoms, A and Z. So I'm saying Z is more electronegative. So more electronegative means it will pull the shared pair of electron towards that. So I can say this is more electronegative. Okay. So A and Z is forming a covalent bond. Covalent means equal sharing of electron. So the shared electron pair should be present exact middle position of A and Z. But it is not happening. Z is pulling the electrons towards that. So we can say this electron is getting shifted towards our Z electron. That means negative charge. So I can say Z is getting a delta minus. So what is this delta minus? So I can say partial negative charge, partial negative charge. Why only partial negative charge? Because this electron is not completely going to Z. It is pulling the electron towards that. Still, A has some hold on this electron. Okay, so electrons are moving away from A, so it will get a partial positive charge. So we can say polarity is developed. So if polarity is developed, it will lead to some chemical reactions also. We will study about that. So that is inductive effect. Same thing. It is same as that of our electronegativity. So this is organic chemistry. We are calling it as inductive effect. So let us study about some points about inductive effect. So polarity is caused in a sigma bond. So inductive effect is not operating through pi bond. Only sigma bond takes place. We have studied sigma bond, head-to-head overlapping, pi bond, sidewise overlapping, right? In chemical bonding. So why it is happening? It is due to the electronegativity difference between the atoms A and Z. Z is more electronegative. That is why electrons are pulled by this Z. Okay, so these are the 2 points. Then there are some other names for inductive effect. It is not that much important, just for your information. Is this inductive effect is also known as propagative effect or transmission effect. These are different names for our inductive effect. It is not important. No one will ask about the different names of inductive effect. So you can leave it, no issues. Okay. Then what is happening here? So we have a carbon and a more electronegative atom Z is attached to a carbon. So Z is pulling the electron towards that. So it will get a delta minus charge. What about our carbon? It will get a delta plus, right? So plus is there. Then this carbon-carbon bond, electrons are present, right? These electrons will move towards this positive charge. Then electrons are moving away from this carbon. So I can say some partial positive charge is developed from the second carbon. This is first carbon, second, third, fourth. Okay. So delta means small, a partial charge is formed. So delta plus. Then again from this carbon, some electron is moving towards the positive charge. So this will get some delta plus charge. Okay. Delta means I can say the charge is decreasing. The magnitude of the charge is very low. What about the fourth carbon? Fourth carbon has very low positive charge. Okay, the magnitude of the positive charge or partial positive charge developed on the fourth carbon, that is very low. So I can say inductive effect, that is distance dependent. On the first carbon, more charge, positive charge is developed. Second carbon, less than that. Third carbon, less than that. Fourth carbon, very low. What about the fifth carbon? Fifth carbon, there is no charge developed. We can say like that. So up to, the point is, up to third or fourth carbon, this inductive effect is valid. Then after that fifth carbon, there is no effect for this fifth carbon due to inductive effect. It is also called a permanent effect. So we will study about permanent and temporary effect. So for the time being, you can just study that it's a permanent effect. Then one more thing, it is a very weak effect. So why it is a weak effect? Actually, this electron is not going anywhere, right? So there is some displacement for the electrons. If the electron is going from one atom to another, then we can say some more chemical reaction. Here only displacement of electron takes place. So we can say this inductive effect is a weak effect. Then it is valid up to third or fourth carbon. Fifth carbon onwards, there is no inductive effect. Then we can also say it is a distance dependent. If the distance is increasing, inductive effect will decrease. That is the point. So these are the different points about inductive effect. So you have to remember polarity is developed in the sigma bond, not in pi bond. Why it is happening? Due to the electronegative difference. As the distance is increasing, this inductive effect will decrease. It is a weak effect. Okay. Then it is also known as a permanent effect. It is permanent. No need of other people to happen. Okay. So these are the different points about inductive effect. Then I can say there are two types of inductive effect, right? So like our people, there is plus I effect. Good people are present. Then bad one, that is our minus I effect. Okay, there are two kind of people, good and bad. So plus I, minus I. So we have to study about minus I effect. So what is this minus I effect? So we have already studied this minus I effect. That means electron are shifted away from the carbon chain. Oh, confusing, right? So we will check it. So we have an example for you. So this is a carbon chain. So this is our carbon chain. We have our carbon chain. So what about he said? It is more electronegative. So more electronegative means it will pull the electron from the carbon chain. So I can say electrons are shifted away from the carbon chain. So electron is shifted towards Z, right? So it will get delta minus charge. Then from carbon, electrons are going away. So electrons, negative charge, it is going away. So our carbon will get positive charge. So inductive effect, there are two types, plus I effect and minus I effect. So if Z is small, Z means any atom. If it is more electronegative than our carbon atom, then electrons are shifted away from the carbon chain. Okay, that is known as minus I effect. So minus I effect, it is also known as electron withdrawing effect. So why electron withdrawing? So it is taking electron from the carbon chain. So I can say minus I effect or electron withdrawing effect. So certain groups are showing minus I effect. So we can call them as electron withdrawing groups. Then due to this, some chemical property, something is happened to our organic compound. So we will study about that. So what are the things happening after this inductive effect? Okay, so now we have to study about the group showing minus I effect or minus I group or electron withdrawing groups. This is very, 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 very important. Okay, you have to listen carefully, right? So I have different groups here. Okay, all the groups are coming. Yeah, done. So we have NH3 plus, then we have NO2, C triple bond N, then COOH, carboxylic acid we have studied, then fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, then SH, SR, then OH we have studied that, C triple bond CH, then phenyl, we have studied phenyl, then NH2 is there, CH double bond CH2. So there are different groups, right? So you have to remember these things. How to remember? In your notebook, just write it 2 or 3 times. Then you will get it. Okay. Otherwise, I'll give you some points, important points, how to remember these things. Okay. Which are the groups showing minus I effect or electron withdrawing groups. The order, this order is already determined experimentally. So I can't do anything. Okay. It is already done by our scientists. So we have to study that. So based on that, you will get questions. Right. So how to remember the group showing minus I effect? So I will give you some points. So if positive charge. If positive charge is present, so that is proportional to our minus I effect. So minus I effect is shown by the groups having more electronegativity. So positive charge means it is deficient of electrons, right? So it need electrons from someone. So if positive charge is present, it will take electron from some carbon chain. So I can say if the positive charge is present, they will show minus I effect. This is general, okay? So check it here, NH3 plus, NH3 plus positive charge. It will take electron from someone. So it is a minus I group. Then second, electronegativity. This is the first point. Then second, so positive charge, I will give an example. Suppose we have OH group. Then we have OH2 plus. Then we have O minus. So can you tell me which group will show more minus I effect? So OH2 plus, OH or O minus. So point is positive charge that is proportional to minus I effect. So everyone, the chat box. So we have three groups present here. Which one will show more minus I effect? So point, it is proportional to positive charge. So it will take electron from other carbon chain. So which one? 1, 2 or 3? 1, 2 or 3? Which one has highest minus I effect? So 1, 2 or 3. So can you tell me? So I will, yeah, great, Pranali, great. So plus charge, positive charge proportional to minus I effect. Great. Then second one, electronegativity. So electronegativity that is proportional to our minus I effect. So I will give you some examples. We have fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Okay. So top to bottom, can you tell me top to bottom, electronegativity increases or decreases? From top to bottom, electronegativity increases or decreases? We have studied the chapter, the periodic properties, right? So from top to bottom, electronegativity decreases, right? So we have FCl, then BRI. Which group will show more minus I effect? Fluorine or iodine? So which one has more electronegativity? That is our fluorine, right? So fluoro, chloro, bromo, iodo. So this is second point. So positive charge proportional to minus I effect. Then electronegativity that is proportional to minus I effect. So third point, I can say a polar pi bond. If polar pi bond is present, it will show minus I effect. So I have C, H, then OH. So this is alcohol. Then second C double bond O H. So we have aldehyde, we have alcohol. Which one will show more minus I effect? Anyone? So here C double bond O. So oxygen is more electronegative, then carbon less electronegative. So delta minus, delta plus, it is polar pi bond is present, right? So this carbon that is sp2 hybridized carbon, this carbon that is sp3 hybridized carbon, there is no pi bond, right? So our aldehyde group, it is a polar pi bond, it will show more minus I effect. Okay, is that clear to you? First one positive charge, second one electronegativity, third one polar pi bond. Is that clear? JNV Srigakulam students, Raigad students, then others. Is that clear to you? These 3 points minus I effect. JNV Daman, JNV Akola, then Pranali. Okay. Is that clear? These 3 points. The next point, that is, okay, great. So hybridization. We have studied this hybridization in chemical bonding chapter. Hybridization. So I have C triple bond C H. Then second I have C double bond, then H, then CH2. Then third one C single bond, H, then CH3. So can you tell me the hybridization of the carbon atom? So what is the hybridization of this carbon? So what is the hybridization of this carbon? What is the hybridization of third one? Triple bond is present. We have studied it, right? sp. Then second one, that is sp2. Then third one, that is sp3. Yeah, good. So sp, sp2, sp3. Then we have studied percentage of S character. In the case of sp hybridized carbon atom, percentage of S character. What is the percentage of S character for sp hybridized carbon atom? Pranali, what is the hybridization? We have found that sp Then what about the percentage as character? So percentage as character, that is 50 percentage. Then here it is 33.3 percentage. The last case, it is 25 percentage. We have studied this point in chemical bonding chapter. So percentage as character, that is proportional to electronegativity. Electronegativity, that is proportional to minus I effect. So minus I effect. Minus I effect means it is taking electron from the chain. So this sp hybridized carbon atom, it is more electronegative than sp2 carbon. It is more electronegative than sp3 carbon. So if I attach this sp hybridized carbon to a chain, it is more electronegative. So it will take electrons from the ring. So I can say this sp hybridized carbon atom has higher minus I effect than sp2 than sp3. Okay, it depends upon the percentage as character. If percentage as character is more, then electronegativity is high. If electronegativity is high, it will pull the electron towards that. That means I can say minus I effect is high for that. So these are the different points for minus I effect. So positive charge, electronegativity, polar pi bond, then hybridization. Percentage as character and electronegativity you have already studied. Is that clear? So minus I effect, how to find it? How to find the order of minus I effect? Is that clear to you? These 4 points, yes or no? Tell me. Is that clear? Gen V Rai, good students. Gen V Srigakulam students. Then Pranali. Then Kolhapur. Yeah, Kolhapur is so famous. Then Gen V Pune students are. Yeah, good, great. So these are the different points to remember to identify the group showing minus I effect. Okay, great, Gen V Srigakulam students. Great. So there are two kind of people, right? There are good people, there are bad people. So these are bad people. They are taking money from others. Then there are some other people, right? They are ready to donate electron or donate money to others. Okay, helping hands. So we have to check those groups. So inductive effect, the second one is plus I effect. Plus I effect means electrons are shifted towards a carbon chain. So how is that? Confusion, right? So let us take an example. So we can say, he said that is less electronegative. It is less electronegative than our carbon. Or I can say carbon, it is more electronegative. So more electronegative means carbon will take electrons. Or I can say this less electronegative, right? So it is electropositive. Electropositive means they have a tendency to give electrons. So this atom or group is giving electron to the carbon chain. So it is giving electron, that means it will get a partial positive charge. It is not completely giving the electron. If it is completely giving electron, we can say positive. Here only partial positive charge. Then electron is moving towards this carbon chain. So this carbon, it will get this negatively charged electrons. So delta minus. Then inductive effect, that is distance dependent. So what about the second carbon? Not that much effect. It will also get some electron. So delta minus. Delta minus does not mean that the charge is increasing. The charge is decreasing, okay? Then last fourth carbon, it will get very minute amount of charge. The magnitude of charge is very low. So this is plus I effect. If it is more electropositive, it is giving electron to the ring. Or I can say carbon is more electronegative than this group is. Okay, so that is a plus I effect. Then similar to minus I effect, there are so many groups showing what? Showing this plus I effect. So we can call them as electron donating. So they have money, they are donating this money to someone. So they are known as electron donating groups. Then again, so many examples for you. So we have CH2. So plus I, minus I. Minus I, we have studied minus I, that is proportional to positive charge. Okay. Then what about here? There is negative charge. Negative charge means electrons are present. So they have money. So they are giving that money or electron to someone else. So I can say negative charge that is proportional to our plus I effect. So negative charge that is proportional to our plus I effect. So these are the different groups: CH2 minus, NH minus, O minus, SiR3. R means alkyl group. R means alkyl group. So we have studied methyl group. We have studied ethyl group. Okay. So they are showing plus I effect, or I can say electron donating groups. then CH2R2. So here there are three alkyl groups. So three alkyl groups are present. So R3, three alkyl groups. Here only two alkyl groups. Here only one alkyl group. So I can say the magnitude of plus I effect is decreasing when the number of alkyl groups is decreasing. So here 3, here 2, here 1. So plus I effect is more for this one, CR3. Okay, if the number of alkyl group increases, plus I effect will also increase. Then we have CH3, that is methyl, right? Then what is TDH? Anyone? What is TDH? So do you know what is the TDH? That is second point. So that is our isotopic effect. Isotopes. Yeah, tritium, deuterium, then our protium, right? So 1H1, then mass number 2, then mass number 3. So I can write it as protium, deuterium, and tritium. So as the mass number increases, their plus I effect is also increasing. That is a point to remember. So it is not that much important, just for information. That is, tritium has more plus I effect. Strigaculum, yeah, good. Then second deuterium, then last is our hydrogen. Or we can say the plus I effect of hydrogen is negligible. So we can avoid that. No issues for that. Okay. In most of the case, we will avoid the plus I effect of our hydrogen. So first point, the negative charge, that is proportional to plus I. Plus I, so this is opposite, negative. Then last case, minus I effect proportional to positive. Here plus I proportional to negative charge. Yeah. Hello. Okay. So mute yourself. Okay, great. So is it clear to you plus I effect? We will do some examples, then it will be clear for you. So inductive effect. So minus I, it is taking the electron. Plus I, it is giving electron to the carbon chain. So these are the points. Is that clear? So plus I effect, is that clear to you, students? Srikakulam students, Pranali, then JNV Pune, JNV Kolhapur, then Yasmin is there, Nike, Varda, Agola. Is that clear to you? So you have to respond. You have to respond in the chat box. So chat box, it is for you. You have to type something. Yeah. So Pranali, which one? Which one do you want? This protium, deuterium, tritium. So it is giving electron. Yeah, plus I. Plus I effect means there is a group Z. Then we have a carbon chain. We have a carbon chain here. So this Z is less electronegative, or we can say electropositive. Electropositive means good person, right? So he is donating money to someone. So he is donating electron to the carbon chain. So it will get positive charge, partial positive charge. Then carbon chain, it will get partial negative charge. There are different groups showing plus I effect. So all these groups will donate electron to the carbon chain. So if negative charge is present, negative charge, so electrons are present, they are rich. So these rich people will donate the money to someone else. So that is known as plus I effect. Then protium, deuterium, tritium. That is, it is related to isotopes. So mass number, it is more for tritium. So it is ready to give electrons to other species. So it will be clear while doing the problems. Okay. So in your childhood, you have done these things, breaking the things. So if you get some toys, you will break it in a different manner, right? So your brother will do it in a different style. You will do it in a different style. Similarly, I am giving a chemical bond to you. So you have to break it. So if you are a chemist, you will break it in two ways. So we have to study how to break a bond. Okay, very simple. You have already done this in your childhood. So there are two ways to break a bond. So one is homolytic cleavage. Cleavage means breaking. Okay, so homolytic cleavage. Homo, that is same. Or we will study about it. Homo, same. Heterolytic cleavage. That means hetero means different. Okay, so homolytic cleavage we have to study first. So what is this homolytic cleavage? Yeah, okay, we know the other. Yeah, great. So we have two atoms, these two atoms, and there is a shared electron pair. So we have to break this bond. Suppose A and A, they are starting a business with 1 lakh rupees. That means 1 electron, 1 electron. Then after that, some issues is happening. They are stopping the business. Then at that time also, this A should get 1 lakh. This A should also get 1 lakh. That is right. That is equality. So I am asking JNV Srigakulam students to break this bond or to stop, to end this business. So they are good. JNV Srigakulam students, they are good, right? So they will divide this money equally. So I can say there are 2 electrons. I can say there are 2 electrons present. So 1 electron, it is given to this one. 1 electron, that is given to this one. So that is known as homolytic cleavage of bonds. Okay, equally, we are dividing this electron. Okay, so I can say A, then there is a dot, that is electron. So this is known as A with an electron, that is known as free radical. Okay, what about the second atom? Second atom, it is also getting 1 electron, right? So A, free radical. Then another A, free radical. So that is formed here. So homolytic, we are dividing this bond equally. So this arrow, this is a different kind of arrow, not the normal arrow. Suppose we have A and A. So we are drawing like this. This arrow is known as fish hook. So fishing, I hope you like fishing. Fish hook arrow. So this is a fish hook arrow. Okay. A cleavage means breaking. Cleavage means breaking. We are breaking the bond. So that is homolytic breaking. So that is cleavage. Same, almost same. Cleavage means breaking of bonds. Homolytically, same manner. We are equally dividing the electron to 2%. Okay. It's a clear JNV Srigakulam students. Cleavage means breaking. So here electron movement is shown by curved half-headed arrow. It's a fish. This arrow is known as fish hook arrow. Okay. Then, so some more points about our homolytic cleavage. So after this homolytic cleavage, radicals A with an electron, that is known as free radical. We will study about free radicals separately. So radicals are formed. You have to remember, if homolytic cleavage is taking place, then radicals are formed. That is A with an extra electron. Okay. Then, so how this cleavage will take place? There are different ways. Suppose we have chlorine, 2 chlorine atoms, and H nu that you have studied in structure of atom. So JNV Srigakulam students, is a clear cleavage means breaking. So sunlight is falling on this chlorine. Then we have to draw like this fish hook arrow. Then I will get chlorine 1 electron. Then next chlorine 1 electron. So business, they are stopping. Then both of them are getting 1 lakh rupees. Okay. So this is known as chlorine free radicals. This is known as chlorine free radicals. Okay. Then another way to form this homolytic cleavage, that is peroxide. In the presence of peroxide, there will be homolytic breaking of bonds. Peroxide, you have studied one peroxide, that is our hydrogen peroxide. You have studied that. Then there are so many organic peroxide. We will study about this organic peroxide in hydrocarbon chapter. In the presence of organic peroxide, bond is getting broken. Then free radicals or radicals are formed. Okay. Then if I am heating this bond up to 500 Kelvin, then there is also a chance for the formation of radicals. So there are 2 types of bond breaking. One is homolytic cleavage. One is heterolytic, that we will study about that. So it's a clear homolytic cleavage of bonds. Cleavage means breaking. This arrow is known as fish hook arrow. Then how this homolytic cleavage will take place? In the presence of sunlight, in the presence of peroxide, like H2O2. There are benzoyl peroxide. We will study about that. Okay. Then if we are heating it up to 500 Kelvin, there is a chance for the homolytic cleavage of bonds. Is it clear? First type of bond breaking. How to break the bond? So we can equally divide the shared pair of electron. Is it clear, students? Homolytic cleavage of students of bonds. Okay. If it is clear, we will study about heterolytic cleavage. So there are 2 atoms, A and B. Okay. Then again, they are doing the business 1 lakh rupees. Here also 1 lakh rupees. That is shared pair of electron. Then they are deciding to end the business. That time, all the money, 2 lakh rupees are present, right? So all the money is going to this B atom. Oh, it is not good, right? No equality. So I can say A, it is losing one electron. So I can write it as A plus. So here we have A plus. B, it is getting electron. Then it will get B minus. So why B minus? Why not B2 minus? Actually, this electron, one electron is shared by our B. Okay, one electron is given by A. So A is losing one electron. Then B, one electron is already shared by B. It is getting one extra electron. So I can say B minus. So electron movement is shown by curved arrow, not fish hook arrow here. This is a curved arrow present here. So that is heterolytic cleavage. So one atom is getting all the electrons. Last case, equal, that is homo, same, hetero, different. So different manner we are breaking the bond. So here what is formed? Ions are formed. If C plus on the carbon, if there is a positive charge, we will call it as carbocation. Cation means positive charge. On carbon, there is a positive charge, that is carbocation. On carbon, if there is a negative charge, how negative charge? By the heterolytic cleavage. So we will call it as carbanion. We will call it as carbanion. So we will study about carbocation and carbanion in the next class. So how this heterolytic cleavage is formed? In the presence of polar solvent, or in the presence of pi bond, or intense heat is provided. Then we will study all this type of bond cleavage in different reaction. This is just a beginning. Okay. So our time that is almost over, right? So we will stop it here. So before that, I will give you a homework question. So I will give you a homework question. This is a homework question for you. So you have to find the answer for this one. NEET 2018 question. So it is about minus I effect. So minus I effect, so electronegativity. So it depends upon electronegativity, that is proportional to minus I effect. So you have to check the correct answer. Okay, we know the other, we have to find the answer. So fluorine is there, then oxygen, OR, that is oxygen is present, then NH2, that is nitrogen. So based on electronegativity, you can find the answer. Okay, last slide. Okay. So note the homework question, the last slide, that is heterolytic cleavage, right? So heterolytic cleavage. So this is the last slide. Okay, JNV Srigakulam students. Okay, so homework question. So we will check the answer in the next class. Who is talking there? We have entered the class. Okay, we will see in the next class. Okay. So that's all about homolytic cleavage, heterolytic cleavage. Then inductive effect. We have studied inductive effect. So in the next class, we will study about the applications of inductive effect. This is very important. Okay. So I'm stopping it here. We will see it in the next class. So homework question. I hope you have seen the homework question. So this is a homework question for you. So homework question. So we will end it here. Okay then. Bye-bye. We'll see you the next class. JNV Akola, JNV Pune, Nike Pisar, Varda, Srikakulam, Pranali, Kolhapur. Okay. Okay, students. Bye then. Study this, the order of inductive effect. Then the priority order of different functions. Okay, Pranali, bye. So thank you for attending the class. We will practice more number of questions in the next class. So I'm ending it here. Bye-bye then. So do the homework question. We will discuss the homework.